And I feel in South Africa, we've lost touch in terms of South African storytelling. Because now I feel the only thing we just know is crime. I don't know, it's my opinion. Most of the stories out there, or most of the stories that are coming out, it's just crime. There's the only thing that we kind of, master in terms of storytelling. I don't know. Um, Even one of the top films that had an Oscar award, Tsotsi, even the name itself says it all. But I just feel, we just kind of create these stories with just crime. Jerusalem, same thing. Jerusalem is just, to me, it's the same as Tsotsi. It's just a replicate of Tsotsi, and the characters, it's just the same characters. I mean, well, not the same, but most of them. And then, yeah, but we had like some of the stories that were amazing, when we were coming up, which I kind of feel like we miss that. That kind of comedy, we miss that. That's one of the, for me, highly acclaimed TV series, because there you get like pure comedy. You get this tribe, like the showcasing of culture, South African culture, yeah, and having these different characters in one stage is symbolizing this um, diversity and the rainbow nation that we have, because these characters are located in a hostel, and hostel are known to be a place dominated by Zulu people, right? But now Emzinweni is where you get like different kinds of characters from different ethnicities, just staying in one place, and there's harmony. In the midst of that, you get all of these dramas, episode by episode, where all of this, where all of this thing is just nothing but humor. Yeah, I just miss that. I miss, Yizo Yizo. For me, I think it's one of the best TV series that was created in South Africa. And one of the things that I love about Yizo Yizo, Emzinweni Insizwa, if you check, like, just check the entire thing that's happening on the screen, right? You'll realize that everything kind of happens organically, because you'd have, there's this time I was watching like Yizo Yizo, and when you check at the background, like you can see they didn't have like the control over the entire space where maybe they could barricade, and have extras to become like, random people on set, But now you'd have a situation where it's like a short film, low budget film, or close to no budget at all, where everything, the performers are here, the production is here, but at the background you can see that people are just going on with their daily lives. You can just see that some of them are even checking what's going on there. Some of them are just passing by. Some of them is just, there on the watch. It's just that if you can check Yizo Yizo very well, you see those kinds of things. And one of the things that I love about Yizo Yizo is so amazing, man. One of the things that I love about Yizo Yizo, like the acting is honest. That's what I've seen. I've seen like a lot of current shows, right? And you get that actors are trying to be, Zulu people. If not, like you can hear that this is not like proper Zulu, They're just trying to speak isiZulu, And sometimes I ask myself, why couldn't they get like a proper Zulu actor to play this role? So you can feel that isiZulu sakhona is just forced. That's my opinion as well. Sometimes you'd find this mixture that doesn't blend very well, where a household has the mother is Sotho, the father is Xhosa, and then the child is Zulu. For some odd reason, I don't really find this, like, yeah, man, it's just the wrong casting for me. I ask myself, like, why? Why do you have a Pedi father and a Xhosa mother, and a Zulu child? Like, come on now, that's logic. We could have at least had the child speak one of the parents' language. So you'd have a lot of that, which I don't know where's that thing coming from. Maybe they try to do whatever that Umzinwezi Nsizwa was trying to do about the diversity and, showcasing this rainbow nation kind of thing. But I just think it's done in a wrongful way. Umzinwezi Nsizwa is a perfect example of how you showcase that, because these are like different independent men, in one space, sharing a house. It's a communal house. And it's the same thing with Yizo Yizo. So Yizo Yizo, what's interesting about it, there's no like forcing isiZulu. There's this, you just have this Kasi kids, and the elders are just elders. They speak what they know, right? So if you're from Kasi, you speak Tsotsitaal, that's what you get, And the teachers, some of them, which is something that we know, if you grew up here in Gauteng, or somewhere, let me just say in Gauteng townships, you'll know what I'm talking about. In schools we have like different kinds of learners. We come from different kinds of households and backgrounds, and teachers also come from different backgrounds. You'll find a Sotho teacher, because in one school, when it comes to Venek, maybe we have like 3, if not 4 or 5, languages that are being, studied in that school. Like in my school, for instance, in high school, we had isiZulu, we had isiXhosa, we had isiSotho, we had isiTsonga. Those were the 4 vernacular languages that were being taught at school. So that means that you had to fit within these 4 categories, right? Not to say everyone was exactly, falling into this kind of vernacular languages, but sometimes you have to find what fits with you. Like, for instance, if you Pedi, you're just gonna attend in the Sesotho class because that's close to whatever that that you're speaking. If you Venda, you're probably gonna study what you call isiTsonga, or they call it Xitsonga. And then if you Zulu, of course, you're going to be in Zulu. If you Swati, you're probably going to fall into Zulu. Xhosa, same thing, That's how it is. Or sometimes you can pick and choose, because we had other students that were from different ethnicity. They're trying to learn maybe our language, and they just study Zulu or Sotho, whatever the case may be. But there's other schools then that has like these other languages that our school don't have. Like if we have Sotho, the other school might have, Sepedi. If we have Xitsonga, the other school will have Venda. If we have, that's how it was. I think the base vernacular languages you'd get is Zulu and Xhosa. Those were standards, I think. But yeah, that's just the layout. So meaning in one school you'd find like different ethnicities. It's just diverse, And in a lot of ways, and it was amazing because you get to learn different kinds of cultures and another thing you get in Gauteng townships, the languages are not as thick as they are from um, in original rural areas. Like for instance, you go to KZN, you can get dialects of isiZulu, but that's where you get like the core Zulu language, the one that you see in most of these movies being forced sometimes. If you go to Limpopo, you'll find the raw Ispedi, same thing in Eastern Cape with this Xhosa, same thing with this Swati, same thing with this Ndebele when you go Ndebele. So my point is, when you go to the township, you can't find, yes, you can find the raw languages because there are people from rural areas, they will speak, and sometimes they don't want to detach from, the accents and, how they speak. But most people, they just speak, we call it Tlakantsuk, we just speak whatever that we speak in the township, So it's mostly a mixture of different languages in one. If you speak isiZulu, you'd find yourself use a Sotho term, you'd find yourself using a Tsotsitaal, whether you're old or young. Sometimes you're not even aware because it's part of the daily slang, That's if you check American movies, it's more like Ebonics, how the ghettos in the US did with English. It's the same thing when you come to Gauteng or Joburg, So that's what I loved about Yizo. They kept that thing, It wasn't a force where this is how this is supposed to sound. This is how you're supposed to speak. They were speaking whatever that they know, because most of them we know they're just from here in the township, and Yizo was acted in Davidton. So yeah, man, that's what I loved about Yizo. And the school kids, they just behave just like typical school kids, So I feel Yizo was a best project. I wish it could have got the same accolades as, Tsotsi, because, it was very honest, These were the characters that we grew up to know. I think Bomb Production is one of the best production.